All right, guys. All right, team. Good morning. What's up, Lucky Mac? All right, guys. So yeah, we got Procter and Gamble earnings coming out today. We got Spy at 411.71s. We got Tesla at 164s. Uh, Today we also have manufacturing and services PMI. Um, what's up? Beach B Egg DS Robert Michelle 10 Ivan. All right, guys. So today's honestly kind of a quiet day. I mean, we don't really have that much stuff going on today. It's Friday. Uh But next week is a freaking crazy week, man. We got a lot of stuff going on next week. So just to put it in perspective, we'll cover it all. But just to put it into perspective, next week, let's go ahead and look. Next week we've got PCE deflator on Friday. We've got jobless claims and GDP data Thursday. In terms of earnings next week, it's probably the biggest earnings week we have out of every week. We've got Monday morning. We've got Coca-Cola. We got Coca-Cola earnings Monday morning, Royal Phillips. Monday evening, we've got First Republic, which will probably stream. Um, Following that, Tuesday is when it kind of pops off a little bit more. We got in the morning earnings UPS, Verizon, Motors, McDonald's, General Electric, Spotify, Pepsi, 3M, Raytheon, JetBlue Airlines. And that's basically it for the morning. That's a bunch in the morning. And then in the evening on Tuesday, we've got Microsoft. We also have Enphase, Visa, Chipotle, Texas Instruments, Boyd, Juniper, and a few other ones Tuesday. But Microsoft's what we're going to stream. Wednesday, we got Boeing in the morning. We got Boeing in the morning, Hilton in the morning, Hess, Thermo Fisher, and then we've got Meta in the evening, Roku in the evening, eBay in the evening. Thursday, um, Caterpillar in the morning, AAL in the morning, American Airlines, Crocs, AbbVie, MasterCard, Domino's, Valero in the morning, evening, Amazon, Snapchat, Intel, Pinterest, Activision, T-Mobile, First Solar, US Steel, Capital One, Skechers, and that's all. That's basically all. And then Friday morning, we even have Exxon Mobil, Chevron. We've got gas earnings Friday morning. So big week next week, to be honest. Just busy every day next week. Like we don't get a day of rest next week, and that's okay because it's going to be busy, and that's good. Um, I'm gonna message you on. I'm gonna message you on. I'm gonna message you on Discord, brother. So yeah, so PG drops theirs in about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes. Sorry, I'm kind of rocking out to my own music right now, and we'll switch it over in a second so y'all can listen to something. Uh, So yeah, Tesla pulled it back to 164s. Is there going to be a potential dip buy argument here? I don't know. Kind of a neutral day for the most of the market, but we had some red action prior to the close. We're actually gapping up we're actually gapping down a little bit. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna put the music up now. We've listened to some songs, and now we can grudgingly put something else on. So we're gonna get some polls going. Let me make sure I monetize this stream. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, okay, we monetized. Um, what's up, trade part time? What's up, Martin? I'm not scared really. I think pullbacks are necessary sometimes. Anyways, Tesla at 164s, SPY at 411s. Can y'all hear the music? No, y'all can't. Let me fix that. Elon raised prices. Did he really? Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. What's up, George, Marty, Supper, Meat, Liv, David, Damien, Beach, Martin. I'm looking at gold. Gold finally pulled back too. Hey, what's up, Meat? Wish. Yeah, all good. What's up, Mo? James. Tesla might consolidate. Yeah, Tesla down under 164s now. I guess this Tesla might consolidate before it determines which direction. Yeah, maybe. Possible for sure. Apple about to test 200 on the 1 hour. My guess, eyes on Wish. What does Wish do today? Yeah, today's kind of a slower day in terms of just stuff going on right now. Gets a little bit more hyped up later on. What IPOs? No, I'm not really following IPOs a ton anymore. Gold trying to pop back up over 2,000. Gold's still pumping up. It's almost to 2005 right now. Can we blame him for my hangover too? Blame who? All right. PG up there. Spy up there. All right, guys. Tesla 164s. Hey, later, Beach. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out right now. All right, guys. So yeah, bro, there's so many scam comments. Great video. I made huge profits on my investments since I started with trading with professional broker blank. Her trading strategy's top notch, coupled with the little commission she charges. Thanks so much. Oh yeah, I'm great. I'm sure you posted this, and then about 7 other people posted on it. Same comment within about 3 minutes. I'm sure you're legit, bro. Get banned for life, sir. Uh, SPY breaking down here, down to 411s. We'll see if it actually holds. What's up, Mark? Gabby? All right, guys. You know what I'm happy about, bro? What I'm excited about is that despite us only having 100 plus people here, we are one of the largest trading streams going right now. I'll take it. That's cool. Freaking. What's moving right now, guys? So like Nifty Bank, I'm assuming that's like the Indian SPY, right? Is that like the Indian S&P 500? Somebody educate me on this because I really don't know. I see like Nifty stuff going on, Bank Nifty or Nifty Bank Trading or whatever it is. I'm assuming that's like the Indian SPY, right? Yeah, I know they're a bot. I know they're fake. They're not real. They're just bot comments. I know. I understand. I really do. I understand. Looked at the NQ and mad at myself now. Short was 13.065 and closed out way too early. Missed this 40-point drop. It's all good. What's up, Doug? All right, we're gonna do a poll like we always do here, team. We got P&G earnings. Nobody really cares about P&G earnings right now, though. Nifty ETF Nifty consists of the top 50 largest companies. Yeah, I assumed it was like the S&P, but like the Indian version of it. Makes sense. We're gonna do a poll right now, guys. The poll is gonna say, be bullish or bearish on today's market at the open. How about, does the market open red or green? Or no, that's too easy. The market's probably going to open up red. Does the market close green today? Yes or no? Does the market close green today? Let me know. We got P&G earnings coming out pretty soon in about 10 minutes or so. Procter and Gamble earnings. Not the biggest company, but it's Friday, so we just don't really have much going down today. We had a couple other stuff drop with regards to earnings. But nothing really major today. Next week is a very volatile, very active week, though. So, while this week is slow, next week will not be slow. Uh, all right, guys. So we will trade the market when we can. SPY trying to bounce at that 411 level. Let's see if it does. Tesla down to 163.80. Is there an argument for a dip buy here? Here's a 10-day chart on Tesla. And this latest dip is pretty big, pretty profound here after the earnings drop. This is where I'll start to consider buying it up. We do have a lot of earnings coming out today, too. So yeah, today we actually have flash PMI data. Good morning, all. Today we're in red, in my opinion. We'll see. I hope you're wrong, but we don't ever know, really, man. Options expiration today. Glad to see you're a believer. You're saying I'm a believer? Yeah, I mean, that's a topic I must just stray away from. I don't think it's that, I mean, I don't know what anybody would consider me to be. I am certainly not a fundamentalist. That's for sure. But that's a topic I'd rather just kind of stray away from as much as I can, Tesla 163.80s. Yeah, Tesla down there. Let's look at the previous closing price. So Tesla's actually gapping up a little bit relative to where it closed, it looks like. Not much, though. So if we look at Tesla, it's up a little bit relative to where it closed, but it's basically filling this entire gap back down. Yes, it's headed to 146 based on Elliott waves. Do a small push then. However, I'm waiting for 145, 155. Hey, good luck, bro. I think we need to see the gap filled around 147 and then start making it back up. I don't know, man. That's too cheap. I'll probably look to start buying it up here. It just depends. So, like, what are some of the good currency pairs to trade on Top Step? Not currency pairs. All right, so yeah, you can trade. I could trade Euro US dollar on Top Step. I didn't even know that. Basically, Euro US dollar is basically the same thing. So, like, if you look at this, if you look at Euro US dollar, It is going to look like 6E is what they call it. Let's try to trade it. Well, 6E. Okay. What would I trade here? See, I could trade Euro for exchange. Would it be 6E? Is it going to be the same as like the E-mini where I type in 6EMS? Um, 6E currency. Gotta look at the current contract of 6E currency. 6E. So yeah, I can trade Euro for FX E6M323, I think is what it's called. Okay, got you. I think this is right. Okay, this ain't right either. Does anybody know what currency pair there to currently trade on Top Step? Yeah, Micro E-mini. Yeah. Levi's. Tesla drops below 150. Moderna partners with IBM to put out AI quantum computing. Yeah, there's got to be a way to figure out what to trade with regards to. I could trade currencies on Top Step, which a lot of you guys might not have known. But you can trade currencies on Top Step. Euro futures 6E. So how do I do this? It moves 125 US dollar per tick. Oh wait. Starts at 4 a.m. so I can trade. So I can trade it, but how do I trade it, bro? Okay, 6E. Okay, look, somebody help me out here. Look, so I can see it on my chart. 6E, right? 6E. When I type this in, I can see all these different options. Oh, there it is. Front month for month. Let me practice trade this thing before I mess my account up here. Procter and Gamble drops their numbers in about 1 minute here, guys. Procter and Gamble drops their numbers in about a minute. So it's about 1 minute. Yeah, so basically, if you don't understand what I'm doing here, 6E, the contract I just pulled up, is essentially like trading Euro US dollar forex pair. So it's essentially like trading forex. Yeah, the liquidity didn't look that bad for that one right now. All right, guys. So y'all do me a favor, bump the like button up. Looking at our poll number, 54% say the market ends green, 46% say no, the market does not end green. All right, look, Procter and Gamble dropped their earnings, gapped up to 152.80s, and then pulled back pretty fast just now. What do you mean one-sided, Gabby? All right, Procter and Gamble just released their numbers. It showed up as third quarter adjusted EPS of 137 versus 132 estimates. So they beat on EPS. Revenue of 20.1 billion versus 19.32 billion expected. Maintain guidance. EPS growth, raise sales growth, and cash return guidance. So I by all intents and purposes, I would think Procter and Gamble would move up from this, but they haven't really moved at all. There's the Procter and Gamble numbers right there, if you want to see them. Let's practice this. Okay, yeah, 625 per contract. All right, so yeah, here's basically Euro US dollar futures contract, which is interesting. So yeah, this is basically a Euro US dollar futures contract. Oh, well, yeah, you can only trade US dollar. Sure. Yeah, 100%. It's futures. So it's only going to be US dollar backed futures. I'm not going to be able to trade I'm not going to be able to trade euro, German, British pound or anything like that. It's only going to be USD backed currencies. But that's still pretty the fact that in futures you can trade stock indexes like the S&P 500. You can trade gold, precious metals like gold, silver. You can trade commodities like corn, soybeans, wheat. You can trade currencies like euro, US dollar. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you can trade all of that stuff in one place and there's no PDT restrictions. You could short, go long, a lot of access to leverage. I think it just makes it pretty obvious that that's like a good move for most people. Yes, it's euro, US dollar. All right, guys. We got about 200 people here. Not quite 7 a.m. yet. Not too bad. We started the stream a little late today, so it's all good. Let me pull my Discord up. All right, guys. So Procter and Gamble did end up following through here, which is what I thought we might do. I thought Procter and Gamble, these are good earnings, good EPS, good sales, reaffirmed guidance, raised guidance in some aspects of it. And so all around, this pretty good earnings report for PG here. I might buy up a little bit of Tesla right here, just a little bit. We made some money yesterday. I'm realizing how big of a range Tesla is, though. So I'm going to buy up about 10 shares of Tesla, and then maybe add some more if it keeps on dipping. Maybe start to establish what we call a longer term swing trade position. What do you guys think there? What's up, Tyler? All right, guys. So they found, so Do Kwon had a treasure stick found in his body inspection in his body. So like he swallowed it, tried to hide it, it looks like. When do you guys think house interest rates are going to go down? Because interest rates right now being 6.5% or more are freaking ridiculous, man. Um, uh-oh. Jim Cramer says he's going to talk about a $3 stock. Anybody know what stock it was? Bro, poor Kramer. Does anybody feel bad for Kramer? Like genuinely feel bad? All right, so a little bit of green in Tesla, and again, we'll probably start to establish a little bit of a long-term position. And I know, people are gonna scream at me and yell at me and say I don't know what I'm talking about, and that this is I'm not thinking about this, and that I should wait, and like everything they tell me every time I take any dip buy, just understand my accuracy with these dip buys are very high. And I think like right now at 160s, it's justifiable. Like if we look at a 180-day chart on Tesla, this is a large enough pullback. Like of course it could drop more, and if it does, like we're not in it so extended to where we're in trouble or anything. But 6.5% on my current, yeah, cash buyers is all you really need. The cash buyers are the only, but even here's the reality of it. Like there's a very specific market, like specifically cash buyers who need who don't want to do rental properties. Rental properties aren't really bringing in what you need anyway, as well. Like considering what you're paying for the home, rental properties are like considering what you're paying for the home. Rental properties, like people buying up rental properties, are struggling too. Um, yeah. Well, Pawn, to respond to your question, Airbnbs are a different thing right now. Like the biggest investment market right now is Airbnbs, because those are the only kind of safe, not even safe, I would say, because like sometimes HOAs and stuff like that can change, but like basically, the big problem with like a lot of it is that the big problem with a lot of it is that it's not really the safest time to invest in rentals unless it's Airbnb, and it's not really the safest time to flip either. So like, there's a lot of problems in all these different aspects of it. The mostly though, like Airbnbs are one of the safer things right now because Airbnbs are short-term rentals, and so like the money that you're going to get from an Airbnb, if it's in a good location, is so much that it doesn't matter. You know, like Airbnbs are 100% what I would try to do right now if I, you know. Why Apple dip? I don't know. The whole market's kind of dipping. Yeah, I mean the dip buy is probably fine. Again, it doesn't matter. Even if it's not fine, it doesn't matter. Like again, people don't understand. Like for whatever reason, if you find yourself just hating a stock and criticizing anybody who buys the dip, you're probably not a profitable trader. Let's just be honest here. Like I'm just gonna be real. If you're like critiquing, if you like are one of those traders that just hates specific stocks, or one of the what I call the doom and gloom whispers, the crash whisperers, I'll say. Like, bro, every dip buy I bought over the last 6 months, people have criticized. They've said, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Disney. I bought Disney at $90. Like what? Like 5 months ago. I bought Disney at $90, bro. And I promise, when I bought that Disney stock, people were like, "Nah, bro, Disney's going to 40. You're crazy to buy that dip." You know, Disney ended up ripping up to like 120. You know, I bought Snapchat. People said, "Nah, bro, Snapchat's failing." Snapchat ripped up to 10, 11, $12. I did that a couple times with Snapchat too. And honestly, I can keep bringing up examples of it. But like overall, I just tune everybody else out. It doesn't matter what they say, because the reality of it is I have enough experience doing this to where I understand. I understand what I'm doing. You know, if I lose, I lose. It's not the end of the world. But you're gonna have some people that disagree with us politically, and so they just hate the stock. They hate anybody that buys the stock. They just get emotional about it. Again, I'm not a political guy. I don't really care about politics in general. I dislike both sides. If it makes any of y'all feel better, I dislike, you know, I think the right's toxic. I think the left is toxic, and I just avoid all of them if I can. So I'm testing this forex pair. Got the little dip there. I wasn't talking to you, Zello. I didn't even see your comment. Yeah, I was really responding to Amelia, and even then, I'm not really talking about them in that regard. I'm just kind of talking about the point I'm trying to make is like always do your own thing. Like people are going to try to talk you out of any trade you get involved with. But again, my accuracy speaks for itself in those trades, to be honest, because every trade the same thing happens. You have any comment on FRC? FRC, John, you're always so mean to me. I know, man. Top 3 meanest traders ever. SPY bouncing back up a little bit. Tesla, see, we're green on Tesla so far, small. We bought the little dip, 10 shares, and now we're up about 50 cents a share. And that's cool, you know. Again, I don't know if this thing's going to keep dropping or not. Look at PG pop up a little bit more. SPY bouncing up pretty nicely, too, here. FRC drops their earnings next week. I think it's next Monday. So we'll probably be covering that. I think it'll be really interesting to see what they put out there for earnings. It'll probably be a bloodbath, but like we really don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably like Airbnbs can be really profitable, honestly, right now. I'm not a hater of stock. Yeah, it's all good, Amelia. Like I said, we can agree to disagree. And again, I always try to tell people this, like, y'all have to understand where my bias is. Like, my bias is doing this over and over again, making money on it, and then the people who were so critical of it just kind of going silent. You know, I think if some of the people who were like yelling at me not to take the trade, yelling at me that it was going to crash, if even just some of them were like, hey, man, like, look, you were right. I'm sorry. You know, I should have never told you not to buy it. You were right. It ended up ripping up big percentages after it, and I was wrong. You know, I think if any of them said that, it'd be different. But of course, it's the internet. Nobody's ever going to admit wrong. You know, their fault, and that's okay. Jim Cramer said Tesla's Cybertruck is a toy for Elon Musk fanboys. Why the ugliest truck he's ever seen is going to get run over by Ford? I don't think so. I think the Cybertruck will break records. And I'm not even like a big Elon Musk fanboy. I thought Tesla was in trouble back when it was at $100. I thought Elon was saying too much crazy stuff on social media. And again, it looks like I was wrong in that regard. Of course, I thought Tesla was weak at 100, a couple months ago. So, but yeah, I think the Cybertruck will be fine. I think it looks really different, and so I think people are going to buy it. I think you got to think of it from the perspective of this, okay? So like a couple of years ago, I never saw any Teslas driving around. I never saw any of them driving around. Anytime I'd see a Tesla like a few years ago, I'd be like, oh my gosh, look, it's a Tesla. Wow. Everybody would be ooh and eyeing that Tesla. And it was an amazing sight because they were rare. You know, it was a status symbol. You'd be like, man, that's a Tesla. Cool. At this point in time, I'm seeing freaking Teslas every time I step outside. I can't, take the trash out in the morning without seeing a Tesla drive by. And so I think the status symbol aspect of Tesla has gone away to a certain extent, but I think that will be reignited with regards to the Cybertruck, because I think it looks very different. It's very well known. It's very different looking, and I think that's going to reignite some of that type of interest from buyers. But maybe I'm wrong. I could certainly be wrong. I really genuinely don't know. Yeah, I haven't created it yet, Martin. I'll probably create it sometime today. Yeah, so FRC earnings tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, all right, guys. So yeah, we're in Tesla right now. Slightly green. SPY sitting there. What do you think about Kathy's $2,000 price target for 27 for Tesla? I think it's too high. But I mean, that is 4 years away. So, you know. All right, Tesla popping back up. Look it up, 164.60s right now, 164.60s. We'll let it keep bouncing back some here. If the if the video is blurry, it's on your end. All you got to do is reset it. Did you see my comment, John? My family is experiencing the recession now and seems to just be getting gradually worse. Short-term rentals are struggling bad. People have stopped spending money. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But I think there's still going to be certain people that buy short-term rentals. You just got to have the right ones. And I'm not disagreeing with you in that regard. But yeah. All right, guys. So, kind of quiet right now. I mean, Tesla did pop up. We're green in that. I think we're just going to let that sit and ride. Yeah, I agree. People are spending money, but a year ago business was good. Now it's a struggle every day to stay in the green. Last 2 weeks for us were slow, but ours is a new business still trying to get. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, we're trying to trade a little bit. It's a slow day for us here, though. Um, Going down to 1997 here. Tesla's still popping up. PG up there. Spy up there. Anything else you guys want to look at? What's Apple doing today? Let me look. I don't even know. Here's Apple. So Apple breaking down a little bit too. We might have some base extension down there. All right, guys. HCA Healthcare posted 485 EPS on revenue of 5.59 billion, raised fiscal year EPS view to 17.25 to 18.5. Hey, what's up, David? Hey, thanks, man. Do you only ever trade up? You mean long? No, I short all the time. How do you like Nvidia? Nvidia is too extended on the upside for me right now. So it's just up too much for me right now. All right, Tesla dipping down a little bit. Again, if we drop more on Tesla, I'll probably start to, like I said before, I'll probably start to establish like a long-term position in Tesla. Still very green in it, of course, despite this dip. But again, my average is at 163s, so that's nice. But again, I'll probably start to establish like a longer-term position if I can. That's the plan so far. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Hmm. Let me see if there's any news coming out. SQM and Albermay pre-market selling pressure comes after Chile's president proposed Thursday to nationalize lithium production. Could add a little bit more to my trade now, but I think I'll just wait. Uh, All right, guys. So what is there? Is there any cheap dip buys? What did SQ end up doing here? SQ basically flat. I don't know if that's a good side or not. I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for some type of trade to get involved with, but I'm not going to force it either. Um, all right, guys. Again, Apple right around the volume weighted average price, still not quite good enough for me to want to buy this thing. We need some red. I'm trying to make a point that inflation is now hitting the disposable income and it's going to get reflected in the market at some point. Yeah, but I mean, okay, Zello, inflation is going down. You know, inflation has been dropping for the last like 3 or 4 months, pretty regularly. Last CPI report came in way below expectations, way lower than the previous time. And so, I mean, and a lot of people think inflation is going to keep getting better in that regard too. So I guess the point here is that inflation has been getting better. It has been getting noticeably better over time, and over the last 3 months. And so I think the market's more so fearing a recession right now, more so than an inflation, in my opinion. But again, I might be, I might be wrong here. Um, what's up, Kieran? Which options expiring today? Yeah, we know, Amelia. We heard you about 3 or 4 times say the same thing. I get it, but again, we'll probably slowly add to it, so we're not going to take any huge size yet. Some of the reports might be fluffed for sure, but the point is like inflation has been getting better. Prices have been getting better on my end. So I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Is like prices have been getting better. So yeah, we could add a little bit to Tesla. I'm not gonna add too much here. I might add like 5 shares if I do take a position on that. Yeah, prices were much higher a year ago, much higher here. Inflation, CPI was higher, so prices have been going down. Yeah, now the big one is going to be PCE inflation next month or next week. All right, guys. So, yeah, SQ is another dip buy I'm considering here. SQ had the Hindenburg short report that still has it down. If we look at SQ here, Apple's PE ratio is not terrible either. So, Apple dip buy might be somewhat reasonable. But yeah, SQ had this big drop from basically 70s and 80s all the way down to 60s. So it dropped basically 25% and all this. Something I'm considering here, but it's still not down. It's still down about 25%. Bag still looks strong right now. What's up, Frank? Free for all Friday at the open. I don't know, man. Maybe gas is expensive. Yeah. I had a friend in our group at university. We called him Bong Water. Smart dude, mathematician. Hits kept his mind in check. Yeah, I'm not really against cannabis like that. Like there's a lot of people who are against cannabis. I think that a lot of people don't understand it. I could never use it because I get too nervous and just kind of, fidgety on it. I have ADHD, so that kind of makes it worse. But like I'm not actually against it. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think the main reason it's still criminalized and illegal is because of pharmaceutical industry understanding the risks that it plays for them. And you'd be surprised that I did some projects on cannabis when I was in school, and again, one of them was about how when you consume cannabis, when you're not consuming cannabis, like the way your brain works naturally is your brain's analyzing things to see what's significant enough, constantly. So your brain's kind of looking around saying, is this important? Is this important? Is this important? Is this important? Is this significant enough to store in memory locations? Is this significant enough to store in memory locations? And then through your dreams, you kind of exhaust those things out of your brain through your dreams sometimes. But what happens when you consume cannabis, a lot of people think, and again, it's a theory, of course, but a lot of people think what happens when you consume cannabis is that your brain stops focusing so much on analyzing significant and insignificant things and storing them in your memory locations, that it allows your brain to wander more. And so in turn, you can actually be more creative when you're on it. And again, I'm not saying this is for sure. Again, I just did a project on it a couple times. And so yeah, they think that that's why artists and writers and musicians like cannabis, is because your brain is less focused on storing significant thoughts, which is also why it causes short-term memory loss. Which is another theory, is that like the reason it causes short-term memory loss is because your brain is not focused on, again, storing things in memory locations in your brain. But again, a lot of like the older population are still very much against it because of propaganda, mostly. From pharmaceutical and as well as like the prison industry as well. It's got a lot of propaganda because self-evident reasons why. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah. All right, Tesla bouncing all the way right back up here. Again, we still got a long time to work, but that sounds like a bad mix, Sean. Oh no, Gabby, you're not another I'm a big fund manager person, right? Dude, there's so many quote unquote fund managers. Like, bro, like, look, I'm not saying, Gabby, I'm not saying you're not a fund manager, but like, yeah, come on now. How many fund managers are going to show up here trying to Um, yeah, I think, and I've given this argument many times before. I think if you're one of those people that are like, oh, cannabis is evil or bad, like you got to understand, drugs are bad. You know, coffee is a drug. You know, coffee is more of a stimulant than cannabis is. You know what I mean? But it's like people just don't look at it objectively. They've been fed certain things about things for years and years, and it is what it is. But I'm not saying it's good. I think it's bad for kids. It's bad for young people for the most part. But do I think we should throw people in jail for it? Absolutely not. I think that's a waste of tax dollars. Yeah, I was at a real estate meeting yesterday. I was at a meeting for real estate yesterday, and I was at this meeting, and they were like, "Oh, John, there's some cold brew over there," and I was like, "Okay, great." And I usually like cold brew. It was so strong. It was so strong. It was too strong. Like by the end of that meeting, I was freaking jittery, anxious, nervous. Like I tried to go home and take a nap, couldn't. It was just too much, man. Yeah, I don't know anything about funds. Are you talking about the Medical Assurance Society? But either way, anytime I hear somebody say they're a fund manager, I'm just kind of like, eh. Yeah, Joey. Again, I don't think. If you don't think coffee sales are crazy right now, Joey, you're not looking at it objectively, sir. If you don't think coffee is a very strong stimulant drug, okay, you're not looking at it objectively. Again, there needs to be an even standard of legalization here. There really needs to be, because cannabis is something that is organically grown. You know, um, yeah. Again, the real argument for cannabis is this. Okay, um, what's healthy to humans, and I've given this argument before on stream, and so don't get mad if you hear it again. But like, what's healthy to humans are things that our hunter gatherers ancestors had access to. Okay, those things, the things that are the least foreign to our body, cause less inflammation, reduce inflammation in our bodies. Why do they reduce inflammation? Is because they're the things that our ancient ancestors had the most access to, and again, are the least foreign things to the human body. It's one of the reasons like processed sugar causes so much inflammation and is so bad for you. It's because the human body did not have access to that historically in the ancient times. And so in that regard, it causes a lot of inflammation, which is basically your body saying, hey, we don't recognize this substance very much. And inflammation is the root cause of cancers, acnes. Most modern problems and ailments with regards to health are caused by inflammation. And so, with all that said and out the way, cannabis and CBD products reduce inflammation. And so, what does that tell you about cannabis? That tells you that our ancient ancestors had access to it and consumed it. We have cannabinoid receptors in our brain. And so the fact that something like that is illegal and criminalized is absolutely ridiculous. Love you, buddy. Have a good day at school. Love you, buddy. Bye bye, buddy. Um, but yeah, and again, this is coming from somebody that 100% does not consume it. I get too much anxiety. But looking at it like it's some evil, terrible thing is a very um outdated concept, in my opinion. And the reason it's outdated is because that is something that would cause a lot of the modern synthetic pharmaceuticals to be obsolete, which is why there's so much negative propaganda about it right now. Anyone want to share their percentage of gains and losses yesterday? I didn't really trade that much. I made a little bit in stocks, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. We made money in futures as well, I believe, a little bit. We made I think we netted like 140 in futures. So yeah, in terms of comparing alcohol to cannabis, alcohol is a far more objectively harmful drug that kills way more people a year, hurts way more people, causes if we're using the driving argument, alcohol causes so many more accidents per year on a regular basis than anything else in the country in terms of chemicals. And so again, it's about having an even standard. I'm not saying you should use it while you work. I'm not saying it doesn't come with its own set of problems. I'm saying we have to have an even standard of legalization in the country. You can't sell liquor at a gas station yet then cry about cannabis like it's some evil thing. It's just hypocritical, and it's not. There's no even standard there. John for president. Um. Anyways, Tesla dipping down a little bit. Like I said, I might add like 5 shares to it. We'll see. I'm not really a big alcohol person. I don't really do any of that stuff. Pos. Uh, yeah, for sure. If you're a fund manager, you're probably not here trading. You know. Inflammation is the body's natural response to something that is lesser known in it. So a foreign body causes inflammation, like processed sugar, processed white flour is another one that causes a lot of inflammation, causes acne, causes cancer. Um, because it's because again, you think about it like this, right? Our hunter-gatherer ancestors, what did they do? They walked around, they picked berries, right? What are superfoods? Berries, blueberries, superfood. You know why? Because our hunter-gatherer ancestors walked around and consumed it, which means that it's not foreign to our bodies. Our bodies are used to it, which means in turn it doesn't cause as much inflammation. Um, and so that's what I'm talking about with regards to inflammation. And so sure, our cavemen ancestors certainly had inflammation if they consumed something they shouldn't be. That's what we're referencing here. The bear is a bit bullish today. We are down too much, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my stance on it too. Again, I'm kind of looking for some dip buys to get involved with, but um, I don't see anything I'm super agreeing on yet, you know. As well as some of the biggest opponents to cannabis legalization are law enforcement, which is just a conflict of interest. It's yeah, I bet they're opposed to it because they understand if it's legal, then they lose revenue, right? But I don't think prosecuting people just for revenue is a good model to have in the country as well. With all that said out the way, I think y'all will hear me rant about this if you keep going. So I'm just going to pivot to something else, a little bit too political. I think I'm not really a super political guy either. But I think our tax dollars are wasted on prosecuting cannabis. And as well as the point that people are going to consume it regardless of legalization status. So, in that regard, we should just tax it now. All right, guys. So yeah, what's a good dip buy stock today? I'm waiting for it. I disagree with the libertarians too, Mac. Again, I'm pretty anti-politics, man. Uh, CBD was recently extracted. Yeah, but CBD is something that's been in that for, since it began. They recently isolated it so you could get it without the other stuff, but it's been in there the whole time. And so, yeah, and again, what they have found is that CBD reduces inflammation, you know. And so again, it's not like CBD is some new thing that they just found. Man, that's telling me you don't really know what you're talking about, brother. No offense. Uh, no, never been. Gabby. So maybe again, maybe I'm not understanding the fun rules there. Very true. They're very possible. I mean, anyways, SQ is the only one I'm considering buying the dip. I added a little bit of Tesla, but again, that might be just a longer term trade if it needed to be. What's up, Tobias? I'm thinking about SQ. If SQ drops down to 60, I might buy it up. SQ Bitcoin related. It's Cash App, so I mean, I know you can buy and sell crypto there, but okay. SQ Bitcoin related, not particularly. I mean, it's somewhat correlated with Bitcoin, but not a ton, I think. SQ was mostly flat yesterday too. But again, I'm looking at SQ just in terms of like extension here on the downside. Like maybe there's an argument for extension here on the downside. SQ has had a pretty rough couple weeks, but at the same time, though, when we zoom out here on SQ, it's down pretty big on the year despite that last drop. And so it's already down from 119.40s all the way down to 62. So it is basically down 50% in the last year. So Texas just passed a bill requiring crypto exchanges to provide proof of reserves. Is it rainy where you guys live, man? It's kind of rainy over here. Anything else that looks cheap for a dip buy here? You can see the SPY starting to pop up a little bit, testing that volume weighted average price level. We've hit it a couple times today too. All right, guys. So getting a little bit of a bounce back on Tesla here, a little pop back. Um, All right, bouncing up a little bit. SQ is another one. Again, give me some cheap stocks that I can dip buy into, guys. Underwater, yeah, it's been raining here for the last couple of days. I live in South America. We go heavy rain, none at the moment. Next sun is hot. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes. PMI is manufacturing expansion and strength. So when you hear PMI, it's manufacturing expansion and strength. I want to learn trading. What book should I read? I wouldn't read any book. I would maybe Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, but I would more so just learn video. All right, so Nando, it looks like you're back about 10 minutes later after looking some stuff up on Google. But again, the fact that you thought CBD was some recent substance that they just found shows that you might not know what you're talking about, man. Please don't get offense to it and start acting like I don't know what I'm talking about just because you took 10 or 15 minutes to respond and look some stuff up on Google, brother. Again, it doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to move away from this argument. It's just not going to be helpful. Again, you could stand on that, on that hill, and that's fine. It's all good. It's all love here, brother. What I will say is that, like, if you're standing on the side of prosecuting people for using an organic harmful or harmless substance, then I think that's silly. But hey, be you, man. It's all good, dude. Been nice here in Southwest Ohio, but rain coming today. Yeah, it's been rainy here for the last couple of days. Yeah, I figured that Shepherd. I don't know. I've never used Moo MLT. They've reached out to me trying to sponsor me a couple times, but I've never used them, so I just don't know enough about them. Wish up 20%, bro. I don't trust Wish at all, dude. What happened to Wish? Wish used to be like a big website that people kept using. But like the problem with Wish is that it's like gag gifts. Basically like they trick people into buying products, and the product is basically crap when you get it. Like it's not a good product. And so I'm surprised Wish is even still around as a website. I wonder how many viewers Wish gets. Like I know they used to advertise on like Facebook, but they've just been split to heck. If you look at like a daily chart on Wish, they've gone from 63 down to 7. Really rough year for Wish. Really rough year. I'm not from Ohio. I'm from Louisiana. Hey, thank you, Donald. Donald says, "Hey, John, I watch every day. I don't say much, but I do appreciate your opinion and brutal honesty. You are a true inspiration, and just say it like it is. We love that. Keep it up, brother." Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the $10, bro. Thank you, sir. I try, man. Like I said, sometimes I'm a little bit too blunt, I think, and I'll work on it. But it's all love here. Again, my personality type is what they call. If I took the Myers-Briggs personality test. Is it the Briggs-Meyer or the Myers-Briggs? I don't know. I took a personality test, and it gave me the debater personality type. I don't know. I'm still not convinced that they're not like horoscopes essentially, but basically what it said is that my personality type likes going back and forth and debate with people. So you can look it up. I think it's ENDP personality type. Let me see. ENTP. Oh, no, that's not it. Might be ENTP. Yeah, I'm an ENTP, which is extroverted, intuitive thinking, and prospecting personality traits. Uh, Point is, I like to argue. I don't like to argue, but I kind of do. Uh, it's considered one of the rarest personality types, which is interesting. It says strengths and weaknesses for my personality type. Knowledgeable, quick thinker, original, excellent brainstormers, charismatic, energetic. Weaknesses are argumentative, insensitive, intolerant, difficulty focusing, which is definitely true. Dislike practical matters. Sounds pretty accurate. But again, I'm still not convinced it's not like a horoscope like thing. I don't even know if psychologists use it. I'd argue with you. Hey, all good. Definitely top 3 ENTP personality types in the world right now. Hey, nice, Kelsey. Yeah, but thanks again, Donald. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Is Tesla going to gap down all day today? I don't know. It's been dropping. I'm in a little bit. I bought 10 shares. But again, like I said, it might be kind of like a long-term trade where I slowly kind of scale into more and more, depending on what goes on. Next week is an absolutely huge week, guys. So next week is a freaking huge week in terms of economic releases, data, earnings. So next week is huge, man. Next week is one of the most like voluminous and like active weeks we get in terms of data. Like my big thing here, of course, on this channel is covering economic data, earnings, stuff like that. Next week, guys, we've got Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Snapchat, McDonald's, so many more earnings that we're going to cover. First Republic is Monday. We got the PCE deflator Friday. Thursday, I think it's PCE Friday. I think Thursday we have the GDP report. So Thursday we got jobless claims, GDP. The rest of the week we've got a bunch of huge earnings coming out. So just a very active week next week. It's a very voluminous week, and it will move markets. It will be influential over market activity for sure. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens next week. I'm INTJ. Yeah, I get it, Beach. There should be an I don't know option for the poll. Top 3. Hey. Yeah, Coca-Cola Monday. Connect about what, Kelsey? No offense, but like, I mean, Mullen is running on big news. Let's watch it up about, what is that, 30 cents now? Ooh, let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, wow, what's that, 12 cents? But the problem, though, the problem with Mullen is this. Like, listen, I know there's a lot of people bag holding Mullen right now, okay? I'm not trying to shoot shots at anybody, all right? But the problem with Mullen is that it's a terrible company. If you're investing in Mullen, what are you thinking? It's Mullen. It's a standalone automobile industry or company that nobody's ever heard of, bro. Who is going to buy a Mullen vehicle? Nobody. The CEO looks like Wish.com Elon Musk. All right. He's got like Elvis sideburns too. I'm not judging it, but look at the chart long term. Terrible company. Look at this chart. Absolutely horrible company. This thing has got almost no chance of succeeding as a standalone automobile company. Best case scenario for this thing is that it gets bought out. So, I mean, you could trade it technically and in short term, do whatever you want with it. But investing in this thing, a dumpster fire. Again, maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything. I just think there's a lot of people who are stuck in this long term. And so they're just hoping and desperate it goes up. And I'm sorry, I'm going to rain on y'all's parade today. I'm going to burst that bubble. It's a terrible company. Yeah, it's all good, dude. It's all good, Nando's. I mean, you don't have to speak, but like if the first time you're speaking Nando's is like an argumentative thing. Like, it's good. I appreciate you, Nando's. You don't have to threaten to not speak. I mean, it's up to you. If you don't want to speak, it's all good. I'm not going to cry about it. But like, putting a sad post up and leaving just because you and I disagreed on that subject. I mean, listen, do whatever you want to do, man. It's all good, bro. SoFi. Yeah, SoFi is Monday, I believe. Tesla bouncing up a little bit. Yeah. I think best case scenario for Mullen is that he gets bought out by one of the big boys. But I still think that might not even happen either. I know they say the battery technology and all that stuff is great, but it's Mullen. Again, I've done this thought experiment many times, but listen. Imagine you had never traded stocks before, and you had to buy an EV. Would it be a Mullen? If you said yes, you are lying to yourself. Nobody's ever heard of it. Nobody's, imagine how difficult it is for well-known EV brands to make enough production and sales to succeed. Now imagine you've never heard of the brand. What are they going to sell? Like 10 cars a year? It's just, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, no offense, Kelsey. Like, we do a free resource here. Like, we don't sell we don't sell a course, we don't sell a service, we don't claim to be experts. But no offense to you, but I'm not gonna Zoom with anybody in my free time. I just don't have time. Sorry. I appreciate you being here. We got some good stuff in Discord. You can hang out and do stuff. No, it's not Mullen that rolled cars down the hill. It's man, what was it? It wasn't Mullen. It was was it NKLA or was it Lucid? I don't think it was Lucid. I think it was Nicola or however you pronounce it. I think that was the one that rolled the trucks down the hills. Yeah. Polestars are cool. Polestars are actually post-production and selling cars though. I don't think there was anything that happened at 8. They said the same thing about Amazon. Yeah, but Amazon was the first of its kind, basically. Right? At this point in time, we've got Tesla, we've got Lucid, Neo. Mullen is like, So they said the same thing about Amazon, but what they said about Amazon is that the entire industry couldn't be done. What they said about Amazon is that nobody could execute selling books online. That's what they said about Amazon, right? But that was because Amazon was one of the first people to ever do it. At this point in time, the EV industry is older, and yeah, it's just not the same thing. Obviously, not the same thing. Yeah, Polestar's Volvo. No, never heard of those. If their penny stocks grow, it's just not really my niche to attack, I like Match.com. People always looking for love yeah. I mean, the problem with Match.com is the problem with most dating dedicated websites is that new applications, like mobile applications, are getting more and more prevalent as time goes on. And so because of that might take some market share away from Match.com. Again, that's the only risk of. I mean, I don't think Match is in trouble or anything like that. I think they'll probably always be fine, or they'll be okay short term, but long term is the fear because of again issues with regards to competition. But maybe not. Match is loaded with maybe, man. We'll see. I get about against Mullen, but no offense, Shepard. Are you located in Texas? But that's certainly not my area of expertise per se. Certainly not my area. I'm more of again, ask your attorney there, not your real estate agent. One of the rules in that regard is for realtors is like, we are not attorneys. And so I'm not even going to comment on that. I have no idea. Ask your attorney is all I'll say. Good luck with it. Yeah, weather's getting kind of rough. Popping up big. Tesla rebounded back up big too. We did add a little bit more in the trade, so we're green on Tesla again now. And again, I'll see if it if we got time. Oh yeah, with especially like number one, I'm an agent here in Texas, so I don't know anything about Florida law or anything like that. But what I would say is like even if you ask an agent in Texas, they're going to tell you to just talk to an attorney. That's the best move there. With regards to like deeds and stuff like that, the title company is generally who messes with that here, not me. So like just be careful. Yeah, Flash manufacturer PMI 945 today. How do you feel about GoPro? Very well known, yet the stock is stinker lately. Not lately. Stock's been a stinker for years at this point in time. The reason it's a stinker is because people don't need them as much anymore. Spy flying back up here. All right, so getting a little pop back up at Tesla here. GoPro, see, okay, phones have gotten better and better. A lot of them are waterproof now, and a lot of the cases that you can use for them are waterproof as well. But like GoPro still seems to be kind of like a niche that's there, and that there's not really much competition for in that regard. Like, what is eating GoPro's market share to make it drop this much? I really don't know, honestly. I really don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? Drop all luxury stocks. Expendable income in the U.S. is falling. Maybe. Regular phones having hard cases. Yeah, I bought my phone a new case yesterday, bro. So I've got this old Z Fold. It's like a couple years old. This thing is still working strong here. Like I got a new case, and it's honestly really cool. But like my phone's looking brand new now. So like I had another case on this thing previously. But this one works great, honestly. This phone looks brand new now, which is cool. There's so many scammers. Same camera made 30%. Bro, new phone, dude. Look at this thing, dude. This thing's still really cool. Like, look at this phone. You know? Like, this is one of the Z Folds, too. I can trade stocks on it, too. Like, look. Like, look, it's literally like an iPad for a phone. You know? Like, I've been using this thing to trade stocks for a while now. But it's literally like an iPad phone. I can fold it up and go like this. Look, I can fold it. And then it's a regular phone now. I can use it like that. And then if I want to turn it into an iPad, I open it up. And then now it's an iPad. You know, so like people told me they weren't durable. Bro, this thing's been around for like 2 years now. Still hadn't broken. I hadn't even broken the screen yet. Screen still works. Who's PSI? I don't know who that is. But no. All right, Tesla popping up a little bit. Again, any dip buy arguments? Yeah, GoPro, I would imagine like for surfing or for water-based sports, people still use GoPros pretty regularly. I don't really know of any competition in that way either for GoPro. But like again, the question I have here is what's making this drop so much? It's down a lot. Again, still looking at the SPY. Here's the Q today. What's Amazon doing? I know Amazon pushed up. Amazon's been one of the leading stocks in the market up to basically 105.50s here. Apple down some today. The PE ratio is what attracts me to Apple. So like the PE ratio is what I like Apple. Yeah, for sure, Sean. I'm in Texas. I don't know what any of that is. Insta360, yeah, I don't know. Serious question, is trading on Robinhood bad? It depends. It depends on who you are as a trader. I think a lot of new traders use Robinhood in the beginning because it's easy. The problem with Robinhood is that, like, I know they have advanced charts now, but they're still nowhere near like Weeble's level, for instance, right? And the problem with Robinhood is that like new traders might use them, but eventually those traders are going to want to go to a better platform. Like I'm using Quant Tower right now, great platform for futures. And so like the Robinhood platform, it's only going to attract new traders, and then the bounce rate, I'm assuming, has got to be sky high because traders use them when they're new, they get tired of them, and then they move to something better. And so I think for Robinhood, that's the problem with it. I think options look great on Robinhood. Like if you want to trade options, they look great. Option trading super simple on Robinhood, but again, it's something that it's something where again I'm just assuming their bounce rate is sky high. Yeah, I've had mine for 2, and it's AT&T pays a divvy. Yeah, but the problem with AT&T, like we talked about Dish yesterday. The problem with AT&T is this, okay? Comcast, I've got a problem with Comcast. I got a problem with AT&T. I've got a problem with Dish. The reason I have problems with all of these brands is because I think that they're going to lose market share as time goes on. Dish especially. Like Dish and satellite dishes for TV services are obsolete. You don't need to slap a satellite dish on your home anymore. I talked about this yesterday. Again, technology has evolved past that. So like Dish as a company, it's in a very vulnerable position now. And if you look at the chart, I mean, it's pretty obvious. One of the questions I had was like, how do you capitalize on some of these? Because I think Dish is one of the most obvious weak stocks over the last year or two. With being at 33 bucks at the beginning of the year, how is this going to succeed? You know, I think it's obsolete at this point in time. And there's got to be a lot of other companies that are similar to that. Uh, but but yeah, with AT&T, it's a similar thing. I mean, AT&T, to their credit, is a little bit more diversified than these companies. Like AT&T has internet, has cable, has phone services, but I think a lot of those things are going to lose market share to streaming apps like Fubo, Hulu, uh, YouTube TV. I think a lot of them are going to lose market share because number one, they're no contract based most of the time, so you don't have to get locked into a contract. With regards to phone services, month by month services are going to be far better. And so even if people stay with AT&T but they instead go to a month by month pay as you go service, that's going to make AT&T lose revenue and lose income. Comcast, same thing. I got fiber optic now. It's $90 a month, no contract, and gives me 1,000 up and 1,000 down internet. Which is way better than anything else. Comcast would make me pay $200 for the same thing, lock me into a year contract or something crazy. And I think as those things become more and more available to just basic consumers, it's going to make these companies, even if they don't fail, like just go all out and fail, they're still going to lose a lot of profit because of this stuff. And so I think that's an obvious thing right now, and that makes me skeptical to invest in AT&T long term. But of course, I don't know about AT&T. I know they're very diversified. No, you can't even see the screen folding. Again, I had that screen protector on it. Look, you can't even see it. Like it looks just perfect. So like I had that screen protector on the phone. I just replaced it and got a new one. The phone looks freaking brand new, and this is like 2.5 years old. Looks brand new. Like I watch sports on it. Really, like I'll watch UFCs on this when Carol wants to watch something else on the TV. I'll put UFC on my phone and watch that. So just useful, cool phone. I know it's a Samsung, so it's like Apple's making so much money. It's $90 a month, whatnot. Why is Amazon up today? I don't know. We can take a look. Amazon's Whole Food preps for organizational revamp to let go a fraction of employees. So I'm guessing it's just layoffs, helping their margins, I'm assuming, maybe. Yeah, but are you really paying $97 though? Whatnot is the question. Like Comcast will promise you all this stuff. They promised me all this stuff. They said, "Oh yeah, we promise that you're going to pay $130 a month for this, right?" Then you get your bill and it's 200, and then you call them and you're like, "Yo, what the heck? You promised me X amount," and they're like, "Oh well," and then they'll raise your contract price without telling you. Even if it is the same price, right? With regards to what I have, the contract kills it. Like you're just to be that $80 a month, you're probably locked into a year contract. They're going to raise your rates without telling you. They are going to hit you with hidden fees like equipment fees. But literally, what I pay right now is $90 flat. I don't pay anything else. $90. That's it. So even if they claim it's $80 or $100, you're still going to be paying way more than that a month over the lifetime of your service with them. I've dealt with them for years. They're terrible. They pay their customer service rep commissions, and so their customer service reps have an interest in lying to you sometimes, so that they can earn more money, and then they'll basically get you locked in. It's just terrible. Yeah, I think Amazon is up because of again the Whole Food stuff going on. I think is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not going to be specific about anything that I use, like else that I use. I'm not going to be specific about the companies I use for internet or phones, um, just because it's just not necessary. All right, Tesla's still moving up a little bit. We did buy the dip there. PMI doesn't come out in 7 minutes. PMI comes out at 9:45. No, we got Canadian retail sales data coming out in about 6 minutes. We'll see how that influences stuff, but PMI is not coming out right now. We still got some time before that happens. Good show today. I got Tesla 2 and SQ. Hey, good luck with SQ. I have no idea if SQ will work. Please don't copy me. Not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything. Don't copy me. Tesla starting to pop back up, though, over the volume weighted average price. Yeah, 70. Don't even joke like that, dude. Not helpful, bro. I know you're trolling, but like not helpful. Don't joke like that. I will certainly not. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, Tesla, rip it up. Get to the point where I probably could lock in a little bit of profit. No, not quite, not yet. I'm gonna let it work a little bit more. But we're close to somewhat of a profit-taking level here. Actually, I'm gonna take a little bit off. All right, we just took half off. Just locked it in. Just protected the trade. Now we'll be good regardless of anything. We still got enough shares to be okay. Yes, I did. My average on Tesla is 163.50. So I'm in about right there for Tesla. Right about right here. What's better, Uber or Dash? What's the market cap of these two? What about Lyft? Lyft is lost. See, Lyft's big problem is that they didn't enter the delivery food space, which should have been an obvious thing. I don't know, man. I don't know about DoorDash is big for uh DoorDash is like purely food deliveries, right? Um Uber is a little bit of everything. What are the market caps? Chat, help me out here. Let me look. Uber cap is 63.4 billion. Dash cap. All right, so DoorDash is about a little bit less than a little bit more than a third of Uber market cap, and so it looks like Uber has just got a larger float, is what it seems to be. But I would go with Uber just because Uber is kind of the OG, the original one. But again, I don't know for sure. No idea what's going to happen here. Market's kind of ripping all the way back up. Good thing we bought the dip here, despite people telling me not to buy the dip. Another example, guys. Honestly, if my swing trades keep turning out this well, or if like my dip buys keep turning out this well, I'm gonna have to open up my own hedge fund or something. People have been yelling at me too for years, but like, I mean, my results kind of speak for themselves, right? Again, I don't want anybody to ever copy me. I'm not a investment professional, of course, not liable if you lose, but like, it genuinely builds my confidence here. Looks like the sun's kind of coming out for us here. I hope the sun stays out here, man. We will see. Yeah, definitely top three. Not an investment professionals in the world right now. Definitely top three. What's the right side of your screen? Can't read a very light color. This is Tesla right here. Uber bouncing up a little bit too. John, you should open up a hedge fund and then start trolling other streams. That's the funny comment of the day. No data. We got some PMI data, Miller, later on. On the right side of my screen, my bad. That's the SPY. That's the S&P 500. Sorry. You said right, not left. Left is Tesla. Right is SPY. Middle is AT&T. Yeah, I told you it was 9:45, Z. Yeah, it's the SPY, basically the S&P. Yeah, I saw it, Tim. Honestly, I saw it. All right, guys. SPY at 411.60s here, 411.60s. I'm starting to think Canadian data doesn't matter that much. Oh, it doesn't, bro. Nobody cares about the data there. I mean, good luck, Mango. Yeah, definitely top 3 background music of all time. Did you get into that Wish.com dip? Nah, man. Wish.com, bro, I don't care how like good or bad a company is. Wish.com is one of those companies that is just not. If it's a counterfeit website, I'm not buying it. You know, if it's a web, what I mean by that is like Wish.com is a website that sells essentially counterfeit items. Like that's what they sell there. So like, I'm not putting any money in that thing, dude. There's too much risk. Like if they're, if a large part of their business model is selling to counterfeiters, I'm not gonna put any money in that thing. Good luck if you do, though. I'm not, you know, good luck. I hope you make money. I like Canada. I got family in Canada. But speaking of Canada, if you haven't checked out Top Step already, check out Top Step. Top Step's 25% off sale for the lifetime of your subscription. It's you can still get it today, basically. And again, if you want to day trade and you're new, again, I put out a video the other day talking about why, if you're new, you should not put up the money yourself. You should try a funded account program first. And again, to be fair, I think most people are going to lose funded account programs, but it's genuinely good for people who don't have much equity. What they do is they give you a demo in futures, and there's no PDT in futures, and you can essentially day trade the S&P 500. So somebody asked me what that was on the right. Here is the E-mini. And so you'll notice this is the same price action. Like this is the same thing. We can make it look the same if you guys want, but that's the same price action. This is the same as this. And you can trade this middle one here in futures, no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short with a margin account, buy market, sell market orders, buy bid, sell the ask, just like day trading stocks, but no PDT restrictions. And again, what Top Step does is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And just taking the combine builds your skill. Most people are going to lose it because most people lose day trading, of course, but it just genuinely builds your skill. And so the base package is kind of the best of both worlds, but they give you a demo. If you can hit their target and pass their test and hit the target while following their rules, I believe the base one is a 2-to-3 ratio. So like you got to hit 3K in profit without losing 2K. And there's a bunch of other rules that you guys want to look at, of course, first, but reasonable ratio in my opinion. So if you could pass that test, they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. So if you make 10K once you're funded, you keep 9 of that. Regulated, pay out millions every year. They're the most legit one in the world. They pay out millions. They fund thousands a year. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals, and they do pay out, of course. They've been around for over 10 years. And again, you can get 25% off. So it's the best of both worlds. The base one, you can get it right now for $124, basically. Off roughly $124 right now if you use my link and you get the 25% off. But it's one of those ideal situations where if you lose, you're only down $124, and you probably would have lost way more if you put the money up yourself, especially if you're new. Most traders are going to lose. So it really protects new traders because it makes them not trade 25 grand for their first account. But if you can pass it, you still keep 90%. So it's the best of both worlds. If you pass it, you still keep 90% once you're funded. If you don't pass it, you're only down $124, which is less than you would probably lose if you put the money up yourself. So again, it's called Top Step. Great way to help support the channel. Again, they are a sponsor of mine, and I'm always transparent and honest about this. I am 1,000% biased in their favor because they pay me money, of course. But check them out if you want. Great way to help support the channel. Again, I would look at it as a skill building process, like something that builds your skill as a new trader without putting up the money yourself and risking thousands. Futures can go get you quick. You put up 10, 15K in futures, you could lose thousands of dollars in like a minute or two. And so just be careful. There is some value in taking these funded account programs. Regardless of what you think of Tesla, they are up a lot from the lows. Usually pullbacks are healthy. Yeah, certainly pullbacks are healthy, but I mean, let's put a daily chart up. The whole year has been a pullback for Tesla, essentially. Tesla has gone from 360s all the way down to 100, and then bounced all the way back up to 200, and then pulled all the way back down to 160. And so that's kind of the dip I'm buying. I've already taken profit to a certain extent because my average is 163s. So my average is already all the way pretty low relative to where we are now anyway. But my point is we are pulling back, sir. I mean, we went up, dip, support here, potential bounce back up. That's why I'm buying it. But again, like in terms of extension, I think there's more extension on the downside now than on the upside. Like, sure, we bounce back, but the overarching point I'm trying to make is that we are farther away from the highs than we are from the lows. But again, maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. I certainly don't want anybody to copy me here. Good luck. But again, I've already taken profit on that one. I'm still holding some, but point is, I've already kind of taken some money out. Thanks. A lot of YouTubers say it would drop to 145. Well, a lot of YouTubers have been saying that the market was going to crash over the last 2 months, and they've been wildly wrong. And so I don't put too much weight in what other YouTubers say. A lot of YouTubers are basically putting out videos saying we're going to crash every single economic release. Like CPI comes out, market crash, PPI, market crash, GDP, market crash, PCE, market crash, Fed rate hike decision, market crash, Jerome Powell press conferences, market crash, Tesla earnings, market crash, Amazon earnings, market crash. Like every video they put out basically calls for a market crash, and markets pushed up heavily over the last 6 months. And so, yeah, I wouldn't put too much weight on price points given by the same people that have done that. And again, the other thing to understand is that it's all relative to like time frame. I can hold this long term if I really need to, but I've already taken profit. So it's like if it goes into my direction enough short term, I will take some of it off, and I already have. So. Oh, they definitely do, Paul. All right, guys. E-mini pulling back a little bit. Do I buy the dip now? Is the question. Do I buy the dip? I don't know. I think I'm thinking about it. We also played around with currency futures. Um, I think I might try to buy the dip. Laugh out loud, your thumbnails though, dude. Oh, bro, I got the cheesiest thumbnails in the world right now. At this point, it's kind of a running joke. Like I'm kind of doing it intentionally. Like you should have seen my thumbnails before. Damn, I was getting coffee. I thought this channel froze. Oh, bro, I've got ADHD, dude. I will just zone out all of a sudden randomly and then kind of come back to life a couple of seconds later. Uh, Definitely top 3 cheesiest thumbnails in the world right now. Data comes out at 9:45, so we still got about an hour. Bro, Kramer's going to Houston. He's going to be at Specs Houston. Oh, dude. Should I go? Should I? I kind of like Kramer though. Like I feel bad for him. I saw him crying on CNBC. I kind of felt bad for him, man. All right, so market bouncing back up a little bit. Tesla dipping down some. Looks like a good thing I took a little bit of profit there. All right, so we're in a little futures trade here on the E-mini. Let me make sure. Oh, dang it, bro. I'm in the practice account. Ah, dude. Ah, man, dude. Definitely top 3 practice account trades in the world right now, but man. I bought the dip. I was loving life. Forgot to switch it over. You look like you just lost everything to a YOLO option in my thumbnail. Hey, I think that's what I was going for. On YouTube, though, you quickly realize that like everybody does it. Like everybody does the, you know, face. So it's like if you want to compete with everybody else in this, you got to do it. You got to do it. Live streams are a little bit different though. Like live stream, I just kind of use the same one every day. I've got a couple good ones and better ones, but man, dude. What's cap? Dude, I was so right about this latest little pop on the E-mini too. Spy testing that previous closing price. I want to see if we get a bounce around there. Yeah, I mean, I live in Houston area. Should I buy Tesla now? I don't know. I mean, I'm already very green, and then my average is like way down here. and I've already taken profit off of it too. So like I'm in the profit. My average is way down anyway, and so whether you should buy it, I don't know. I don't feel bad for him. He's chilling in his millions. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to add to this. Again, I'm already green on the trade. And I'm still above my entry on it as well with the remaining shares. So, but I'm probably not going to add to it. I'll say that. Kramer's what being a hedge fund manager will look like in 5 years, maybe. All right, guys. So we're gonna get ready to trade some futures today. Tesla popped right back up. See if the market comes back up too. Switch that over. Here's the E-mini. Well, we'll start trying to day trade this a little bit. We do have PMI data coming out soon, though. Wish.com pulling back some. All right, guys, kind of choppy, but we are pulling back a little bit. Do y'all have anything cheap that looks good for a dip buy here? Let me put up. I did an. There we go. Yeah, I had another one of these that was a little bit better. I thought. There we go. That's better. All right, guys, getting ready to trade futures. Again, we do have PMI data coming out pretty soon. We're gonna put Tesla chart up too, actually. So we're gonna put this up, and then we're gonna throw. All right, so there's Tesla, the E-mini. You have anything else y'all want to see up? Let me know. All right, so home sales fell 21% year over year. Yeah, this is interesting. Home sales in March fell 21% year over year. The market is trapped by low inventory because of low mortgages. No one wants to make a move. All right, there's the E-mini ripping up. All right, so we are in a regular E-mini trade, catching this pop back up here. I could show you the trade so far. We had we had 2 contracts of this, and now we are in one, still up about 50 on the rest, but should be nicely green on the day too. And I'm going to give it time to break the high and keep it up. There we go. Go ahead and cut that here. So there we go. So nice little green day today. What sucks is that, like, I would have been up much more too. Like, if I accidentally traded on my practice account, we're up 160 on the practice account accidentally here. Regular account though, we are now back up 140. So that's good. Gives me a little cushion heading into the opening bell. So we'll take that. Tesla pulled it back still though, but not a ton. But yeah, there's the breaking highs of the regular E-mini. A huge rip back up here. Look at Tesla pop, E-mini rip it up. We can put it like the dollar index to see maybe what the dollar index is doing today. We also had here's the dollar index. Dollar index falling down, I'm sure. Yeah, there's the dollar index dip. All right, guys. Huge rip up in the E-mini, man. Is there any reason for this? Let's see if there's a reason why. Wells Fargo market needs a correction. All right, so HSBC investor says HSBC is not engaged in any deep discussion with Ping regarding the new strategic restructuring proposal. Procter and Gamble exec says it took another round of pricing in U.S. and Europe in January, February, March. Window price raises have just gone into the market. So market's up too much for me to buy again. I think I got to just wait for a dip here. All right, we'll pull it back on the E-mini down to 4100s here. Tesla at 164s. Dollar index testing lows here down to 101.70. 101.70 on the lows. So Apple is a popping. Yeah, Tesla's back up too. Choppy range so far, slightly down range, but Apple's still pretty weak on the day here. Apple's PE ratio is not terrible either. That's one of the things I'm considering, like buying Apple for a long-term trade in that, because again, the PE ratio is not too bad for Apple. The problem with Apple though was like it's choppy on the last year, and it's close to lifetime highs as well. But I think I could probably buy a couple shares of Apple. All right. Yeah, I might add a little bit to Apple and just kind of let that work a little bit more. Any Tesla substitutes you're interested in? Not really. I think Lucids are cool, but like I think a lot of the modern up and coming EVs are just light years away from Tesla's production capabilities and output. And so I think most people who want an EV, if they don't want a Tesla, they're going to end up buying one of the already established brands like Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen or Polestar, whatever it is. Some of the already established brands is what they're going to buy over up and coming. If you've ever seen National Lampoon's Vacation, nobody wants to be Clark Griswold's rental car driver. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to get stuck at a relatively new EV company that doesn't have a lot of support, that doesn't have a lot of assurances in that way. I think a lot of people are going to avoid that. Hey, John, any idea why the last few data releases seem weak, but the dollar index seems to be moving up? Well, the dollar index generally has a pretty large range, even if it's choppy. It'll move up big, it'll move down big, so forth and so on, right? So the last data releases, they've come at a point where the market was pushing up big, and so I think there was some extension heading into that anyway. All right, look at the E-mini still rip up. Tesla breaking over 164s here. My dollar index just cracked under lows, and generally there's an inverse correlation with the dollar index in the market. So, do y'all want a timer for the PMI data? The PMI data comes out in about 43 minutes or so. There we go. So here's a timer with regards to the PMI data. Let's see if I can make it a little bit smaller. There we go. So there's a PMI timer. The market's just shot up though, man. The market's just shot up big. I don't know why Apple's gapping down. We can take a look at why and see if we can figure it out, but I don't know. I get a little dip now here. Maybe we get an argument for a dip buy here. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily pulling back. I like the upward trend that we're in. So I could try to take another position in the micro, I think is what I need to switch to since I'm already green big on the day. Take 4 contracts of the micro here. I like the pullback area. Maybe add a little bit more to it if we can. Yeah, I don't know why Apple's dropping. I really don't know. All right, we got a little bounce back up. I'm gonna let it work a little bit more. Another Astros game today. How are the Astros doing here? Looks like they've gotten a little bit better. All right, so we're flat here. What's their record right now? Okay, so we're tied with the Angels. The Rangers are doing great this year, man. Rangers. I mean, Jacob deGrom. Probably why the Rangers are doing so good. Do you think it's a good op to buy Amazon? I think they're up a little bit too much short term for me to buy it. With regards to like buying Amazon, I think they're up a little bit too much short term. They've been moving up a lot the last couple days. Even with the market dropping, they've been just pushing up. They're up to 106 right now. PE ratio is high. It's just not something that I necessarily want to buy right now. Again, I have no idea though. Dollar index finally starting to bounce back up a little bit. We'll see if it holds. We got about 23 minutes until the market opens. All right, guys. So got a nice little rip here. We're going to go ahead and start scaling out of this. Take half off there, lock in more profit, and just kind of let the rest ride. We are now up about 150 on the day or so. Got a nice little cushion for the day so far here. Again, we've made money on a lot of these dips. They've been working pretty well. Go ahead and lock in a little bit more. About 160 on the day now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this too and just kind of lock that in. Intel looks strong. Fool, I don't know about Intel, man. We'll see. About 35 minutes before the actual data comes out. Tesla finally pushing back a little bit. Intel, I don't know. Intel's been kind of weak lately, though. I think the last year or two, it's been basically hadn't moved. Which let me see, which might be doing better than a lot. Yeah, it's been pretty flat, like most of the market has since October. So I don't know how I feel about Intel, to be honest here. I really don't know about that one. Google just announced that its AI chat by Bard can now generate, explain, and debug code. I have Bard. Let's try it out. SPY just broke highs again here. Where's my Bard at? Let's see, bard.google.com. Okay. Let's try it out here. Let's see. All right, let's ask. I'm asking Bard, write me a Pine script code in true overlay that gives me an alert that shows me every time a symbol hits the VWAP, make the symbol identify the previous 5 times that this has happened, and have the alerts in true overlay on the chart. All right, let's see if this works. All right, let's try it. The market is pulling back here. Let's see. All right, let's try it. Let's build it. Problem is the error messages. All right. Okay. All right, so market's still consolidating around the highs. Tesla's starting to move up a little bit. See, but what I've ran into with Bard, let me see. Oh, no Pine script. What it says on that. Oil pushing up. How'd you do yesterday? We made money yesterday. All right, there's Tesla popping up to the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price, which I think are good spots, good levels to watch for it in that regard. Tesla moving up some, that's cool. But yeah, let me get the music playing. All right, so they gave me the corrected code. Let's try it again. All right. Same error message. Line 12. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it gave me the same error message. So Tesla rip it over the VWAP and the 200 moving average. I get a little pullback. Look at Tesla pop up here. Is there a reason Tesla's ripping? Let me. Tesla's moving. All right, so they give me another code here. Let's try it again. Same error. Freaking Pine script. The problem with Pine script is the indentation issues. All right, Tesla's skyrocketing up here. Not skyrocketing, maybe that's an exaggeration, but Tesla ripping up big. Well, there's major differences between futures and options, Matt. Futures are essentially like day trading stocks. You can buy, market, sell, market, buy, bid, sell. They ask you're trading contracts, but the contracts roll over every 3 months, and you just need to update to the most recent liquid contract every 3 months. Aside from that, the big difference between futures and stocks, for instance, is the sizing. Like futures goes by contracts, but every symbol you trade is going to have a specific movement in profit or loss per tick, right? So like the regular E-mini is 1250 per tick up and down. So if I have 2 contracts, for instance, and it goes in my direction 2 ticks, I make $25. If it goes against me 2 ticks, I lose $25. If I have 4 contracts, I lose 50. If it goes in 1 tick, or if I have 1 contract and it goes against me 4 ticks, I lose $50. But that's the major difference. Aside from that, it's kind of like trading stocks. Like trading the E-mini is basically like day trading the S&P. Options are a contract like agreement to buy a specific amount of shares at a specific time for a given price. Like that's the big thing there. All right, so Tesla ripping up and then pulling back finally, but after a pretty big rip, Amazon just huge run up today at 106.26. We got about 11 minutes. Uh, Still moving up a little bit. Tesla pulling back. Let's see if we get a bounce at the 200 EMA for Tesla. I mean, I think it's possible that we do. No, I'm just kind of playing with AI programming. Like I'm just playing with AI programming. Hmm. All right, market's still moving up to test highs of the day here. Tesla did end up bouncing right at that 200 EMA volume weighted average price. Yeah, the problem with this is that the problem with this code is that it just doesn't write good code. Tesla bouncing up right there at the 200 EMA. Again, volume weighted average price moving back up to test these levels here. No. No, I don't wait. All right, guys, opening bell in about 8 minutes. Model Y on track to become the best-selling SUV in the world. All right, Tesla bouncing back up. Costco. How's Costco doing right now? Tesla's still holding up there. E-mini moving up. We still got about 21 minutes or so until PMI data comes out, about 21 minutes or so. Russell looks strong. Crude moving. Yeah, it's kind of a slow day. I mean, it's just a slow economical day where we don't really have a ton moving. Not a ton of stuff going on. Today we got S&P Flash Services PMI. So Market's still up so much. I'm a little skeptical and hesitant here. Tesla all the way back up to the previous, recent highs up there at about, from the last hour or so up to 164.50. Testing that level now. Market's been bouncing back. Interesting dynamic here is that the dollar index has kind of been moving back with it. A huge rip up here, guys. So wow, I mean the market's just moving up so much. It's hard to buy where we are now. But still got time. But yeah. POAI. I've never heard of it. And do you like trading trend days or chop days better? Definitely trend days. Trend days are easier. I would say most people are going to agree. Trend days are a little bit easier. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes or so into the opening bell. Yo, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you guys. Kind of boring right now. Kind of a slow day. We just don't have much going down today, and that's all right. I'm going to put it in sub-only mode here. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, guys. If you haven't yet, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Sub-only mode. Probably hit 105 subs this next week, I'm assuming. Look at the market rip here, though, guys. Wow. Strong market here today, man. Good. I'm for it. Thoughts on PMI? Yeah, so PMI is expected to show up here at 49. Services PMI. Let me see. S&P Global Composite PMI for April. Let me see what we got. Yeah, so S&P Global Composite PMI. Man, dude, why can't I copy this? Okay, market's pulling back. There it is. Already have that. Oh, I do have that. That's why it's not letting me add it. Okay, pull it back here. Tesla. Hey, still moving up. Go ahead and take a little bit more off of this. Lock it in. Some on the rest. Getting a decent little pullback here. Look at Tesla rip. This is why I always gotta ignore people when they tell me not to buy the dip. All right, guys. You ever got your 100K sub plaque? Nah, that's not it behind me. That's like an AI generated plaque. That's just not real. You know, that right there. You know, that's not it right there. You know, I've developed a proprietary algorithm that artificially draws, you know, artificial intelligent plaques, you know, on screen in real time. You know, that's just it behind me. Tesla pushed it up to 165s right now, almost there. There's the opening bell here, guys. So again, Tesla ripped up into the open. We already took 2/3 of the position off. We'll see if it holds, but no matter what, we'll be all right. Big dip. Definitely one of the dippiest dips ever right now. Tesla's still breaking highs here too. Market's going against Tesla. Look at Tesla rip in the top right here. Huge dip in markets here. Wow. Wonder why. I guess this music's fitting. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest off and just lock in the profit I got on Tesla. Maybe add a little bit more later on, but green is green. I'm gonna take that. Apple, we bought the Apple dip too. Average is 164s. We're at 165s for Apple, so we're already up a decent amount on that too. But I think that's gonna be a little bit of a long-term hold. Big weakness though at the open. Let's see what the SPY looks like here. Hit the 200 EMA on the dot. Let's see, back over the previous closing price. Apple testing highs again. Is it triple wishing day? I don't know. I don't really pay attention to all that. I SPY up to 412.20s. Sheesh, man, we're up so much in Apple already. I'm gonna take a little bit off. Just because I can. Might as well, right? We just rebounded so much short term. Basically filled the whole gap. Let me go ahead and cut this now and just take the profit on Apple. I might buy it again on a pullback or something, but I'm also going to buy a couple contracts here, 3 contracts now. See if we get a move back up to test the top. The only problem is Tesla looks weak, so I'm glad I sold it where I did. I mean, we just got such a big bounce back short term. We were up like over $1 a share very quickly. There goes Tesla back. Yeah, I was trading the regular mini. This morning. And we're trading the micro E-mini right now. We're not going to hold this too long, though. We're going to give it a second, but could add a little bit. I like that down wick that just showed up, so I'm going to add one more contract, but then keep it pretty tight on the rest if it doesn't follow through with the bounce. Yeah, I'm going to cut it. So we just got out there. Probably a little bit too close to the opening bell. I mean, again, we're up 130 on the day right now, so you can see the profit graph there. So, I mean, small trade. Yeah, 70. I see you talking about it all the time. Nobody's ever coming over to my house. No offense to any of you guys, especially not you. You've been here for a week. There's probably a high chance that you were banned prior to this, especially with how much you're trolling. No offense, 70, but like, there ain't no way. um, started bounce back up. Rude. Yeah, definitely top 3 rudest traders ever right now. All right, we will pivot to more short-based strategy too if we start to really flush under these levels. We'll try it. I will take 2 here. See if we get a little bounce back. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this too. Or no, I just added to it. Oops, did not mean to do that. Luckily, we got a couple $100 cushion on the day. Flat right now on the trade. The good thing is that Tesla's retracing all the way back down. There you go. Tesla just cracked lows. Right, we just took half off. Went from a green trade to a red trade to a green trade pretty quickly here. Another half off. Let the rest work. Maybe add back to it too. We'll get out the rest break even. Fair enough. I like these up wicks. We're gonna jump back in this. 4 contracts. I like the up wicks. Generally, that means selling pressure. But you never know. You don't know which way this thing's gonna head, man. Does the crack under lows again. There's the breakdown. And we could use the up wicks to kind of see the momentum start to turn, but flat right now. The actual market's pretty flat relative to like other stuff breaking up or down. This is a very neutral market. I want to give it time to break, but pre-market was nicer to me. All right, we're back to break even again. All right, I'm going to cut this trade and get out pretty break even here. I just don't trust the market right now. It's so sideways at this point in time. The range is just super difficult here. There's just not really any useful range or edge to attack, I think. So good trades in pre-market, bad trades so far. We got about 6 minutes before the flash data comes out. Hey, what's up, buy stocks? I'm good, man. All right, SPY is in this flattish range here. I just don't want to do anything to not worth it. I already got out of Tesla drag. I got out of Tesla in the green like 10 minutes ago or so. My average was 163, so I think I'm pretty sure I cut it pretty quickly there. But I had already taken 2/3 of the profit as it popped up to 165 at the open. So I already took most of it. I'll say yeah, I'm out of it. With my trades like this, I'll take a long term trade, but if it goes in my direction really quickly, I'll take profit. Nice buy stocks. Yeah, I'm looking at all the earnings next week. Very flattish market, guys. Y'all just be careful. I don't know how I'm green today, but somehow I am. But the market is just flat. All right, guys, 3 minutes. All right, market's starting to test the top of the range. Sorry about this music. I don't know. This is just I put on like all this random music and they all right, guys, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Market's finally starting to bounce back a little bit. I think you should communicate better your moves in the market. No, I'm okay. I mean, I don't sell a course. I don't claim to be a good trader. I don't claim to be an expert. I don't want the pressure of having people follow my every move in the market. I think that's just completely unnecessary. Like, sure, if I was selling a course or a service or claimed to be some super great trader, but the reality of it is my channel is called Beginner Trading. I don't claim to be an expert. I tell people I might have no idea what I'm talking about. I'd rather no pressure and no liability in that regard. I'm not giving out stock picks, I guess is the point. So. All right, guys, we got about a minute left for PMI data. We're going to pause the stream. About a minute left for PMI data. Let's see what we get today. This will be a decent sized release, I think. So yeah, PMI data. Yeah. All right, guys. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Tesla consolidating at 162. SPY at 411s, 412s. All right, there's the data report. Guys, the data showed up. Market is having a big brash reaction to it. The data today, guys, just showed up as 50 versus 49 for manufacturing PMI. S&P Global Composite came in at 53.5 versus 52.8. And services PMI came in higher than expected as well at 53.7. So all of this stuff came in higher than expected. You can see the S&P pushing up on this, which is an interesting dynamic. It means maybe the market's fearing inflation less. Higher than expected manufacturing sector and services sector. So all of this stuff came in higher than expected. 50.4 versus 49 for manufacturing PMI. Global Composite PMI came in at 53.5 versus 52.8. And services PMI came in at 53.7 versus 51.5. So all of it came in higher than expected. Markets liking it. Starting to move up a little bit. But again, that doesn't mean anything. This could just turn quickly here. This is just the introductory move for this. So we'll put the data up on screen so you can see it. But again, hit that sub button, guys. We cover this data very quickly. Yeah, so far, market looking okay. Putting the data up on screen again. All came in above expectations here. The data's going up on screen. Market's moving up a little bit from this. Hopefully it'll break us out of the range. I guess everybody just waiting for this number to come out. Here's the data right there on screen here. So you can see it on screen right there. Well, it's negative if inflation fearing, positive if economical growth is what people want. So if recession fearing, it's going to be seen as a negative. Or if recession fearing, it's going to be seen as a positive. If inflation fearing, it's going to be seen as a negative. Like if people don't want higher prices, this is going to be bad. But if the market's more so fearing like a recession and not worried as much about inflation because of the better numbers we've had recently, then the market will react positively to this, if that makes sense. But it varies. It does vary. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. You want to day trade these releases without taking on a lot of risks. Top Step's funded account program in futures is the most legit one in the world. What they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill, and just taking the challenge builds skill. It teaches you how to trade. It teaches you how to follow rules. Their trade IQ, it lets you build rules for yourself, and then it will alert you when you break the rules. And most day trading professionals trade futures over stocks, because in futures I can trade currency. I can trade the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest stocks in the world. No PDT restrictions. I can day trade short with a margin account, instant settlement, no PDT restrictions. And again, if you want to get your feet wet, it's kind of the best of both worlds. Like the base one, they give you a 50K demo. If you can pass that test, they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. If you lose it, it's not the end of the world. You're only down right now. If you use the link, it's the last day to use this link. You're only down $124 for the lifetime of your subscription. Every month, it's only $124 for the lifetime of your subscription if you use my link today. And again, it's just genuinely the best of both worlds, where if you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you pass it, you still keep 90% of your profit. And it's the most legit futures funded program in the world. It's been around for over a decade. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor, but here's the link. Check them out. Great way to help support the channel. It's not really. It's a little bit more nuanced than just good or bad. The market's still very sideways and choppy. Like this release popped the market up to test the top of the range. But if you look at like this, we're still in a pretty neutral, like sideways range here. Like the range is still pretty flat here. Like there's not a lot of good looking moves right now in the market. Even though the data came out, it's still pretty neutral and flat here. So. But yeah, very choppy market. Y'all be careful. And again, I think today's the last day you can get this. You can get the 25% off link. After that, it goes up to 20%. So you lose that 5% on the lifetime of your monthly subscriptions if you don't sign up today. Yep. A big drop in the market here. If this starts flushing the market down, we'll take a couple contract shorts. There we go. And then maybe add to it if we get something good here. Yeah, daily grind. Let me find it. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't plug competitive things to what was an obvious sponsor of mine that I just said was an obvious sponsor of mine, man. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't wait for me to plug a sponsor and then plug a competitor to them immediately after. That should be obviously not be cool. So please and thank you, sir. Yeah, we're in the SPY short right now. Not a huge position though. We're slightly green on the day. There we go. All right, we'll cut half there, and we'll cut the other half there as well. So we're up. Like I said, this is the P&L today. Not a bad day. We caught the downward momentum when we got it. We're up about 140. I'll take it. Good enough. Drawdown's only $40, so we've been doing it with pretty low risk as well. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, all good. Just heads up, future. Yeah, funded account programs, like people give them hate, but again, I had some guy that'd be like, "Oh, this dude hasn't passed one in 6 months," and it's just kind of like, dude, like funded account programs pay out millions every year. Fund thousands. Top Step funds thousands, pays out millions. Most legit one in the world. Are they hard? Of course they are, but that builds skill. You got to learn how to follow rules, and they're obviously passable, you know. And so, like, people hating on them are usually just mad they lost. In all honesty, like they're just mad they lost. They're either mad they lost or they're mad that I make money from it. Either of those things. I mean, I get it. You know, when you look this good, I mean, you tend to make people insecure. But like, you know, definitely top 3 best looking traders in the world right now. Top 3 most making people insecure traders in the world right now too. And again, we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Obvious sarcasm, kind of, you know. How's the housing market? The housing market sucks right now. Interest rates ridiculously high. Rentals not really the best market for that either. Airbnbs, you could probably argue they're doing okay, but yeah. Down to the top 5. What happened to the sleeveless tattoo showing Nike? Man, dude. You're right, bro. I gotta step my game up, dude. I could never get bumped down to 6. My worst nightmare, getting bumped down to 6. Best looking trader. You know. Market flushing. Yeah, well, trading options is just wildly different, though, man. Trading options, it's one of those things where like most of the options that you buy are not going to make money, but you're making money with like higher risk or higher reward targets and options, and understanding like risk in an easier way with options versus futures. But again, the funded account programs are genuinely useful. They just help traders. Again, I made a video the other day, and the video is absolutely right with regards to like the PDT rule is the most ridiculous rule. You know, they say, oh, well, it restricts traders, it protects traders. No, it doesn't, because it's going to make traders who want to day trade actively have to do it with a $25,000 account or larger than that if they want a margin account to day trade actively, right? Making a new day trader trade a $25,000 account or more is so ridiculous. You know, the only real reason like the PDT rule is there is to let your broker sit on your money longer, like let banks hold your money longer so they can earn more interest. 1,000%. That's why they do it. That's so they can avoid settlement, you know, so they can sit on your money longer. That is 1,000% why they do it. Or the T2 rule, I should say, more than the PDT rule. But the PDT rule does not help. It ends up hurting traders. Like, think about how much better it would be. Imagine this. Imagine how much better it would be to be able to actively day trade a $2,000 account. You know, sure, you wouldn't be able to buy that much shares, but think about how much better that would be than it is to like need this huge account if you want to actually day trade. You know, people would be able to day trade with much less risk of just huge losses than they are now. You know, so like that alone should make there be no PDT rule. But of course, there is, which is why everybody trades futures. Pro traders trade futures because you can trade a margin account. There's no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short. And again, if you've never done it before, futures can be incredibly risky. And so that's why like Top Step is there. Like people who lose on Top Step probably would have lost more money, you know, trying to do the same thing themselves with a larger account, of course. Like they probably would have lost more money. And so it's like if you're new and you want to test your strategy, or if you don't know if you're ready to do it, Top Step and other funded account programs are obviously what you should be using. Again, they've changed the trading game, and I think for the better. Of course, people still lose, and people get frustrated, and people blame Top Step for losing. But again, the reality of it is, it's just so much cheaper to lose on a Top Step account than it is to put up the money yourself in futures and lose that. You know. But again, I'm biased in their favor, of course. Max, here's the link if you want to check it out. Again, I'm biased in their favor. They are a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. 100% biased in their favor. But yeah. Anyways, guys, y'all have a safe weekend. We're going to go ahead and close it down here. Also, another one of my sponsors, guys, is Chart Prime. Now, Chart Prime is an indicator service that you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. I use it a ton with as kind of helpful guide and using Top Step. So like you can use it in stocks, crypto, forex, futures, anything that's listed on TradingView, you can use it on. And again, it's an indicator service that gives you custom reversal signals. They are a sponsor, of course, so I'm biased in their favor, but they give you custom reversal signals, show you candlestick patterns and momentum. And again, just can be wildly useful, like wildly useful. Um, and again, we can look at yesterday's price action so you can see, like, look at how accurate this is, right? So I can't fake what I'm about to show you. So here's yesterday's opening bell price action. And you don't get a million different alerts either. So it's not like, but like, look at this action yesterday. So like, let's look at how many times yesterday it was right or wrong. And again, I'm biased in their favor, of course, but like, look, reversal up signal right at the opening bell, huge bounce. Reversal down signal. This one was wrong. This one called the literal top of this price action. You get a drop, and this is their trend line, kind of like their own VWAP. It's powerful too. Look, you can see you get the bounce off of their VWAP version. Reversal up signal here. You get a nice little follow through bounce afterwards. And again, that's just a small percentage. If you keep going back to the previous day, it's even better. Honestly, it's even better. Like, look. Reversal down, drop. Reversal down, drop. Reversal down, drop. This one was wrong. Reversal down, huge drop. Reversal up, big bounce. You can keep going back in pre-market, drop. Reversal up, bounce. Look at the previous day. Reversal down. I find a true edge when a lot of them show up together at once. So like here's multiple showing up together at once. Nice drops. Look at these 3 candlestick patterns that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. Huge bounce afterwards. Reversal down literally at the top. Huge drop. It literally called the bottom here. Nice little bounce. Again, bullish engulfing candle here. Nice little bounce. Reversal down signal. Drop. Reversal up signal. Bounce. This one you may be considered wrong or whatever it is. But again, I could keep going on and on with this. So I can't fake it. Of course, I'm biased in their favor. But even I like using them on a longer term time frame as well. And again, you can use this on Bitcoin, stocks, crypto. But here's a longer term basis. Every candlestick represents an hour. So like, look at this. Reversal down. Every candlestick represents an hour. A drop over the entire day. And then it bounced when it got to their VWAP line level. Reversal down signal here. Drops over the next like 4 hours. And so again, I can't fake what I'm showing you. It's $35 a month. If you use my link, you get 40% off. $35 a month. Again, biased in their favor because they're a sponsor of mine, but genuinely useful, honestly, in my opinion. But it is a subjective opinion-based thing, of course. And again, my opinion's biased, but check them out. $35 a month. You can use promo code. If you want to take a longer-term package, you can use the promo code BTRADE. And yeah, check it out. There's the link in chat. You can also find the link in the description. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a safe weekend. Love you all. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a safe weekend, guys.